Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing okay. So as I promised, I'm back in 2 days with another video. Today's video is about, can international students become a doctor in Canada? I will cover all the requirements, the myths and everything. I spent a lot of time on the presentation for this. So I'm so excited to share it with all of you, and I will cover the myths that exist and all the things. So let's not waste any more moment and straight get on to the video. So let's get started. So first, can international students become doctor in Canada? Let me answer that in a few slides. So first of all, this video is for international students and high school students who are planning to come to Canada, university students who are planning to go to medical school, parents if they're looking for information for their children, and anyone dreaming to become a doctor in Canada. So yes, international students can apply to medical schools in Canada, but obviously it is a bit harder than it is for compared to Canadian citizens and permanent residents, because many medical schools do not accept international students at all. So first of all, let's talk about two of the biggest myths. So it's not like you're coming to study in Canada and you're starting the medical school straight away. No, it's not how that works. So you need the reality check, which is as international students, you need to first have a bachelor's degree in Canada. You need to have excellent GPA. You need to have to do your MCAT exam. You need to have a lot of experience in leadership, research, volunteering, clinical experience, and then you apply for a medical school. And then if you get accepted, you're in medical school. It's not a straight away path. Next is you need PR or a Canadian citizenship to take the MCAT test. No, you do not need to be a Canadian citizen. Yes, I said it right. You do not need to be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident to write the MCAT exam. Anyone, including international students, can basically take that exam. And as per Google, current statistics, you can take up to 7 times per year the MCAT test, and you do not need to be a specific age, for as far as I know. But the MCAT exam does not guarantee that you're going to get into a medical school straight away. It does not mean solely identify that. Next, you need to have GPA, really, really good GPA. GPA matters a lot in when you're comparing for medical school. So on an average, students who are applying for medical schools, they have GPA above 3.9 easy. So average GPAs are not enough. You need to have a really, really competitive GPA to get into medical school. So you need to have research experience, you have to need volunteer experience, you need to have some leadership experience, so which you can basically choose from a lot of things. So, let's talk about the MCAT exam. So, MCAT stands for Medical College Admission Test. It consists of biology, chemistry, physics, psychology, sociology, and critical analysis. Typical good score, like competitive score, is somewhere from 510 to 520 and more than that. So, it has 4 sections. The test, first section could be basically, I don't know if it's the exact same, format for every single time, but for now, which I checked, is the chemical and physical foundations of biological system, which consists of 59 questions, and it is a 95-minute test, and the score range somewhere between from 118 to 132. And next is critical analysis and reasoning skills, which it has 53 questions. It is 90 minutes, and it also ranges from 118 to 132. Then the biological and biochemical foundation of living system. It has 59 questions, 95 minutes, same 118 to 132 score range. Then psychological, social, and biological foundations of behavior. It has 59 questions, 95 minutes, and score somewhere between 118 to 132. Now, what extracurricular activities you need? So, medical schools really love applicants who have hospital volunteering experience, crisis line experience, research, leadership, are in clubs related to medical science, not different ones, community service experience, and shadowing experience, employment. So, hospital volunteering. So, personally, first of all, I'm not going to medical school. If I'm not declaring that right now. So, hospital volunteering experience, you need, if you have that kind of experience, that helps you everywhere. It boosts your resume, it boosts your, basically you stand out a lot. So, as personally, I did volunteer at Victoria Hospital. So, I applied there. I volunteered there like a couple of times. I'm not very frequent recently, but that's not the point. And next is like crisis line. So I do volunteer at crisis line, and it gives you a lot of exposure. That kind of exposure is not possible in class. Like in bachelor's degree, you do not get that kind of exposure. So yes, you should definitely go for volunteering. And then there's research experience. So I personally am a research assistant in one of with one of the professors. I cannot disclose that, but yeah, what exactly we're researching. But the thing is, that does help you a lot, makes you, think critically, and also you get to learn a lot of new things which you would not definitely learn if you're just going through the classic just studying as an undergrad student. You need to learn a lot of things. You need to stand out from other people. The leadership roles, you can volunteer in universities. There's a lot of leadership roles you can volunteer in. For example, when I was in ICM, I used to be a peer advisor manager. That's a leadership role. You can do that and other things. And you can join different clubs. You can do community service, shadowing in the sense, volunteer at places like medical hospitals where you can, be in presence of a medical doctor, medical practitioner, or someone related to medicine, and you can learn what they're doing. You can see how things are basically taking place over there. And employment, obviously, if you work related to medical field, yes, that definitely boost your extracurricular activity experience. Next is that research. Many students who are accepted, they have research experience. I'm not saying it's mandatory everywhere, but it's definitely boosts your profile. It strengthens your application when you're applying. Because if you do a research with universities, you publish that research or you make posters, you do a lot of research work, you have a lot of experience, laboratory work experience, that helps you learn a lot, because in medical school you're going to do that a lot. So if you do have, you know what to do exactly, that will help you later on. Next is that most Canadian medical schools, they just accept Canadian citizens or permanent residents, and like only a handful of the schools they accept international students. So that's like one of the biggest problems. But schools that do accept international students always check the current admissions policy, because they change it very frequently. So you need to know if it's actually happening when you're applying right now. So a couple of these universities you can see they're mostly written in French, or they're like in Quebec or in Montreal, which is same. But yeah, my point is that you need to have really strong French. So because most of these universities, they're French universities, so you need to know how to communicate in that language. You need to have a good grip on that language. That's how you're gonna be able to understand what's going on. And plus, you need to have a really good competitive GPA to get in there, so you need to check with that. So, and moving forward, was like bachelor's degree cost somewhere around $25,000 to $60,000 a year. For me, it costed somewhere around $30,000 per year. So, like that's an average for a bachelor's degree. Then medical school for domestic students, it costs somewhere around $10,000 to $30,000 per year. Meanwhile, for international student, it can exceed definitely. It ranges $70,000 to $100K per year. But it's like it's not including any of your other expenses. It's like excluding all your living expense, your grocery, your phone bill, everything excluded. So this is like your fees. And then the total cost somewhere between $400,000 to $600,000, which is a lot. I get it. So like then timeline is not less either. It's like 4 years of your bachelor. Some schools do accept 3 years bachelor, so just check with whichever school you're applying. Then application year, which is basically when you're giving your MCAT exam, maybe, or you're applying to schools, because it's not going to happen in a single day. You need a whole year to figure that out. Then your medical school, which is again 4 years. Then residency, which is somewhere between 2 to 7 years, depending on what you're choosing. And then you're an independent physician at that point, which can totally, like, the timeline is about 10 to 15 years. So you need to be really, really sure, really, really determined that you want to do that. Next is like, should you get a PR first? I would say absolutely yes. Like, we just saw what the domestic and international fee like difference is. So being a PR will definitely be, reducing your tuition cost. It will make you more eligible. You can apply to way more schools. You have a better chance. And then you can also access provincial funding. So in Canada, a lot of provinces do fund medical students. So you need to check with which province you're going in and what are the requirements to be able to get that funding and stuff. So those are things also applicable if you're permanent residents. And then is it worth it? Of course, yes, it is. Like if but thing is, if you're ready for it, then it's worth it. If you're ready for the years of studying, it's not just 1 year, 2 year. It's like straight away 10 to 15 years of hard work. And you need to have, a good commitment. You need to have basically you need to be very competitive because there's a lot of competition to get into medical school and to stay in medical school, so you need to be very very sure. And like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon being in medicine, so be ready for that. Next is my advice is that don't just choose medicine because it will help you earn more money or it will give you a good status. I mean, yes, that does sound appealing, but if you're just thinking that those are the things that's going to keep you motivated, no, because you're going to have to spend a lot of years. You have to put in a lot of years of hard work to be a doctor, and you need to love science to actually do it every single day. And then you need to enjoy her working and helping other people. So that is like some of the things you need to know. And if you're choosing medicine for those reasons, you're in a good place. You will be motivated throughout, I believe. These are some things which I think are what I found out, and I took a lot of time to make those slides. So if any of you guys need those slides, just put it down in the comment section. I'll see how I can share that with you guys. And other than that, if you guys have any more questions regarding that, I'll answer those in the comment section as well. First, let me get back to my other device because I'm not very usual to record on my MacBook. So let me get back on my other device first. So, guys, that was it. That was all I know about how to get into medical school in Canada, what are the requirements, and all those things. I hope that helped to any of you guys who are planning to come to Canada, and I wish you guys best of luck if you're planning to go into medical school. That's an amazing career to choose. And if you guys have any more questions, as I said, put it down in the comment section, and I'll get back with my another video, which will be regarding how to basically apply for scholarships and bursary in University of Manitoba. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in another video. Bye.